In today's video, we will show you 5 of the best stratagems to deal with bug breaches, even on Helldive. That's not all. For each stratagem, we will only have 60 seconds to explain them and give some insane pro tips that you may not know. Buckle up, we start with number 5. The orbital gas strike is one of the most rare stratagems to find being used in the field by another Helldiver. But don't let that discourage you from using this toxic menace. With a low cooldown of 1 minute and 5 seconds, the gas strike will always be ready when you encounter a bug breach. This stratagem has one of the easiest codes to deploy. Right, down, right. A call-in time of 2 seconds, and a 25 meter radius area of effect. Because this stratagem does damage over time, I recommend to pair it with stun grenades. First, you throw the gas strike on top of the bug breach, then you throw a stun grenade, and you let them inhale. When the effect of the stun grenade wears off, you can always throw another one to finish the job. With this trick, most of the chaff bugs will be dead, but if the more armoured enemies survive, they'll be left in a weakened state in which they should be easy to eliminate.
From now on, we start with the heavy kickers of the list. The Gatling Sentry has a cooldown of 2 minutes and 40 seconds, a calling time of 4 seconds with a relatively easy code to deploy: down, up, right, left. The Gatling Sentry has the power to mow down light and medium armor enemies like half guards and brute commanders, but it is unable to eliminate chargers or Baal titans. With its damage and insane fire rate, you get a stationary deathmatching wombo combo that also has a decent ammo capacity. With the Gatling Sentry, it's not rare to go up to a 40 kill streak without breaking a sweat. That is, if you're protected, of course. Chargers can be really annoying when you use the Gatling Sentry. That is why I always bring a recoilless rifle and stun grenades. The recoilless rifle has plenty of ammo to take care of the heavy enemies the bug breach spawns, and because the enemies are programmed to aggro the sentry, you will find you can reload without a lot of worries.
The old reliable cluster bomb. With 5 charges, a really large area of damage, and a code easy to memorize. Up right, down right. It's got some great particle and sound effects that really tickles me. And it truly is one of the best chaff killers in the game, with the plus of also being able to deal with medium armored enemies, but not as effectively as the orbital airburst strike, which might be coming up. There isn't too much to say about this basic stratagem. You really just need to throw it on a bug breach, where the bugs have mostly already spawned, and reap the fruits of your labour. Just take into account the call-in time of 4 seconds, which can make you miss the target sometimes. And now on to the one stratagem that stands above all in bug breach annihilation. The orbital airburst strike would be number 1 easily, because there is one stratagem designed specifically to annihilate bug breaches. It's this one. There are 3 things that make this stratagem so powerful. 1. High damage in bursts. The airburst strike can do enough damage and has enough armor penetration to even leave a charger behemoth on death's door. 2. The stratagem fires 3 bursts over the span of 6 seconds. Meaning when you throw it on a bug breach, you can eliminate 3 waves of enemies spawning. And 3, the airburst has an incredibly low cooldown of 1 minute and 28 seconds, and the easiest code to deploy: right. I mean, you can't really get easier than that. I like to wait a few seconds after a breach has started, to give the bugs time to come out, before throwing the stratagem, so that the first wave of the airburst kills a nice bunch of enemies. Take into account the call-in time is 3 seconds, and remember, this strat covers a very large area with its bursts. Be careful not to throw it too close if you want to stay intact.
The 380 barrage is one of my favorite stratagems because big boom. And believe me when I tell you that big boom comes with a lot of advantages. From all the stratagems in this list, the 380 barrage is the only one that can deal with everything a bug breach can spawn. This stratagem has one of the highest heavy armor penetrations in the game, able to one-shot Bile Titans in a direct hit to the body. The great disadvantage is that you can't control where the shells are gonna land, and a high cooldown of 3 minutes and 34 seconds, but besides the high damage, you cover a much larger area than any other stratagem, and the duration of the attack lasts a whole 32 seconds. There are two situations I recommend you use this stratagem. Number 1. When you have a bug breach with a lot of heavy enemies on a main objective like a fueling station, a flag, or an extraction, and you and your team are getting overwhelmed. Number 2. When you have had multiple bug breaches and there are a lot of enemies on your tail and spawning.
And that's all for today. Next time you go on a mission, try to bring one or more of these stratagems, and maybe you'll notice how much easier it is to deal with those pesky bug breaches. It's in your hands to discover the best combinations, and remember to have fun. And remember to subscribe and leave a like. In the comments below, tell us, what's your opinion on the best stratagems for dealing with breaches? We'd love to read them. Adios.